Hey guys, Mimish, everything I say is not financial advice, my personal opinion. It's been a while. It's been like 2 weeks. Maybe it's the longest it's ever been since I streamed last time. The reason being, I hasn't been trading at all. I'm so consumed with my acting career right now. Don't have any time, which is an excuse, of course. But yeah, looks like acting has taken over. And what I'm doing right now, I'm transferring my watch list to crypto. And I already worked through like most of the list, but there's so much. And I think I finally figured, if you remember, I was struggling how to flag my list. I think I have now better understanding, better vision oh God, of what I want. And I'll explain it to you later. It's full because it can change again, which does happen to me. Secondly, it's still in the working. I'm working out my system, and it's okay. Still fresh. Gosh, comes to think of it, I've been trading for over 6 years now. I mean, I'm in finance my entire life, but consistently trading. And I've started the what I call Roman strategy back in 2022. 22, yeah. So I've been trading in this system for like 23, 24, 25, over 3 years already. Wow, time goes by. And to be honest with you, it's the first time I'm not following the channel of my trading coach anymore just because I don't have time. I'm either auditioning or um, shooting or working on my English fluency, pronunciation, and grammar. Don't have time anymore. I wish I had more time. Mm, per day. Probably if I had more time, I would have spent it on my acting. I think my priority shifted. And also, like, the stock market is so high now. And you remember my gloomy predictions I got from Motherland. So I was like, no more trading without real stop losses for Mishka, for this guy, which means crypto, unless they launch a 24/7 trade. Or it's interesting, but Coinbase also had for stocks this like gnarly McGnarly tail wiggle, wick, wick, not wiggle. um, in October, not on all the assets, but whatever happened on Binance affected uh, Coinbase as well. If you look at it, like it was like 1 hour week down there. So this needs to stop. You better stop before. There's a balance here. It went lower. And finally, I found some time for my meditation. They had like a short 3-day meditation retreat um, in the desert. And oh, I went there. And I hope to go back in the beginning of next week, starting Sunday for a few more days. And I was like way overdue. It that looks like an exhaustion, but it went lower. Yeah. Yeah, so I was auditioning my friends like there's no tomorrow. Auditioning, working on set, and working on my English. I had to reassess my values. I think I'm all right financially right now. And I was like, doing two things at the same time doesn't really help me. So I think like trading now becomes more of a stress relief for me. That's a good exhaustion volume. Just it's like not in the right direction. This was a good exhaustion volume, and then I have like a huge list of, and you see I worked through like some of it already. But oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it all. I'll do through this, I hope, and I'm gonna let you go. And I was like, I mean, I spent more time today, but I was on the phone, um, transferring, changing my primary care provider, and all of this. I moved. You can tell by the background, can't you? So it's like I finally took out some time to do all the transfers and everything like that. Well, technically, can we call it a balance? No, we should not call it a balance. And there is no volume that would indicate accordingly. There's no exhaustion volume. So yeah, I don't know how I'll rebalance my like new lifestyle. For all I care, crypto is 24/7. So I don't care about New York time anymore. And that makes me happy. And that, my friends, makes me happy. Just it's a bounce. Should we call it? I'll call it a bounce for the lack of the better. I can't coin the term for like 3 years now. So like when the price comes and just like hits it and bounces basically because it's what it does. It's what it does. And actually, I think there is like the situation here. It's a big fat balance. Big juicy balance. Yeah, see how it bounced? And what does it tell us? Absolutely nothing. So when it comes back to here, it is a balance and volume died for all I care. For all I care, volume died. DIED. Yeah. Nothing here as well. Uh, and that's it needs levels and the whole thing. That's our transitioning term. So low, so low. Who knows? It's a cloud of interest, the level, but it's below the cloud already. It's below the cloud. Those are all like sad stocks, cryptos. It's like a first way of sorting, first year, now month. Next would be uh, day, and then the hour. And I think I'm wrapping my head around like how I'm gonna like structure all of that. So technically you can find, even if the chart is not at the yearly level, you can find some good monthly level to do an investment trade-off or even more so swing. And even if it's not in the monthly level, it can be the good daily level to do a mm, swing or day trade. And even if it's not at a good day level, it still can be good for, you know, mm, quick 5 minute trade, day trade of the hourly level. And just not to bury myself in all of that, because that's like this fractalization of the charts uh, is just like so multidimensional. It's impossible to structure my list like that. So I'll be going from good annual levels to monthly levels, from monthly to daily, from daily to hourly. And if that list is not going to be enough, I'll be watching for more interesting market situations outside of this like all time frames and alignment, if it makes sense. I'll show you. One image is better than 1,000 words. And also, like, realistically, with all the time deficiency that I have right now, and more so different priorities, I recalibrated, I think. And now I have like regrets that it's like, why did I take this detour with trading and all of that? Uh, but it was useful. So I was like, I should have been like just pushing my acting career and uh, English skill instead. But also, first of all, you're all smart in hindsight. I was giving up on acting back then. I was at Hawaii, at Big Island of Hawaii, which is also was, I don't know how where would I have been had I not went to Hawaii. Was it grammatically correct, or at least made sense to a native speaker? I don't know. But 3 years ago, it totally made sense. And I spent so much time, and I made money. But also like it's not about making money. I think my biggest outcome is I was so jealous. Hold on. Heck is this? About traders. It seemed to me so cool, like just like to sit your entire day, all day in front of the monitor and make money. And now I'm not so excited at all. And I think it doesn't matter whether you do like 100 grand a month or a year or a million or like 100 million. Just like spending your life in front of the monitor. Does it seem such a cool idea? I got enough of the markets, I feel like. I was so excited. I was so immediately excited about just seeing charts. Um, and now I'm like, I've watched enough of charts. I've seen enough of charts and I've watched charts enough. So that not to think it's such a privilege anymore. And like in the hindsight, I was like, what was this kid? Like, what was he thinking? Yeah, they move all the time, and people make money, people lose money, and they kind of reflective in capitalism formation. They're reflective of like the whole societal. They're like a heartbeat of capitalism, which is like the entire world pretty much at this point. Um, and still, what's? I think it's greed. I think it's greed that was driving me, and ego, and greed is just is a fear of losing your money or not meeting your goals and blah blah blah. And I just don't think I have much of it left in me anymore. There's still some for sure, but yeah, one bar reversal we tend to not trust. Yeah, guys, I'll finish this chunk and I'll excuse myself. I've done a good session today. I've done like maybe like an hour before I started stream. It's just like I was on the phone, so I couldn't. I could have actually. There's nothing super private. I could have made it public. Uh, yeah, I don't feel like it. Technically, we bypassed the yeah transition. So this 0.5, but also it was so formal. What happened here? Formally, it was a transition extreme, and practically, it's like. And you see, I do everything with USD because on Coinbase futures, unlike on Binance. Oh, guys, and also Binance US already got some volumes. It's interesting, way less, and they have an FDIC insurance as well. An FDIC, no, FDIC, whatever, the up to 250,000 in cash. Yeah, they're in the market as well. Uh, but again, they're like it's different instruments. Like perpetual futures, as they have for the rest of the world, have different liquidity than and it's they even have some futures on the American market. It's interesting. They survived. Yeah, not much here to be excited about. And you see some like assets go out even after I added them like maybe months ago. I added them, and now they're non-existent. uh, Crypto is a penny stock for sure. It just waits for a good old panic. event, and we'll see like the reality of it. How much of the capitalization can crypto market lose? I think a lot of us are going to be impressed. October. That's a balance. I think a lot of us are going to be impressed. Of what crypto is capable of when it comes to panic event. There was a panic of um, COVID-19 in 2020. It didn't kill Bitcoin or, Ethereum or some other major cryptos. However, that was not financial. It was, you know, natural disaster. I think it's different. Well, if you start bombing, it's also going to be not financial. Um, it's going to be man-made. I'm still waiting for for Russia to escalate. Not because I want it, but because it's the only thing that makes sense. Um, it's the only thing that makes sensible of what the Russian government right now is doing inside of Russia. They like do look like they're preparing to escalate. Um, you know what's funny? I shouldn't get like too political again. But I just watched an interview of younger Putin 25 years ago when he just came into power. And like interviewer, he's attending some TV show, and the host asks about like possible annexation of Crimea because it was like a hot topic all the way through ever since the dissolution of Soviet Union. And he's absolutely firm and very sound on how like Russia will never take anything from Ukraine or any other disputed territories, talking about how like if we'll take something from someone, then something is going to be taken from us, and about how Russia has like 400 disputed territories in itself. And he's so like clear and so reasonable. Uh, makes sense why so many people bought into this. I think he was like very sincere back then. That's why people need to, the governors need to change because, they way more sound uh, and reasonable before they get exposed to power. And look at him now. Okay, so this was the last one. So I'll continue to chart uh, and sorting out. So preliminary, the idea is this is my monthly watches. These are daily watches counter trend. These are trend daily watches, but not in the right place on superior time frame. And those are trend daily watches in the right place of superior time frame. And those are my hourly watches. Probably again. Oh, I didn't do the continuation of the trend, but yeah, continuation of the trend should be counter trend. Then I think continuation. No, continuation of the trend should be counter trend. Trend not in the right place, continuation of the trend in the right place, and then our say counter trend and our trend, and that's it. Something like that. Still in the working, but that's the idea. Okay, you guys, take care, trade responsibly on your own, never listen to anyone, no one knows anything. Learn and grow in the communities of